evening.
How we doing?
Oh, I'm good. So I believe we have Amy, Gary, Hank, Brooke, and Lori on the phone. Is anybody else with us? I think that was Dave. I can't hear you real well, but I think that was Dave. So let's begin. We'll call the meeting to order. I would look for a motion to acknowledge this meeting is being held electronically.
Make a motion to acknowledge this meeting is being held electronically.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. I will vote approval.
Mrs. Tank, I approve.
Gary approved.
So moved. Sign the warrant sign the warrants. I know that I saw it. I saw an email from Gary, so it looks like we're good there, Amy. Is that correct?
I got it now.
Okay, yep, I just did it. Approval of the minutes from...
In that spreadsheet. Wow.
Amy, you're breaking up. I'm not sure.
The email that I sent out with the warrant, it also had the bank reconciliation for July, August, September.
Correct.
I'm not asking you guys to sign off on it, but if you want to look it over, and I'll put it on the next agenda.
Yeah, sounds good. I like seeing that variance 0.
Yes, me too.
Probably not as much as you do. So that's awesome. I thought I heard something, but it wasn't clear. I think that's Lori, and she is breaking up for me. I don't know about everybody else. All right. I guess we move forward. A motion on the minutes. We got minutes the night after the meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from the May 5th meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 5th.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and approved. Any discussion? Made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I will vote in favor of approving the minutes from May 5th. Nick?
In favor.
Gary?
Approved.
So moved. Any adjustments to the agenda tonight?
I have none.
Any announcements? Any public comments? Hearing none, we will move on to new business. Discuss and consider updates on COVID-19.
This is Dave. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
I can too.
So I really have no changes from this last meeting concerning the CDC or county emergency management. Stay the course on those 2 items, I guess. Those 2 items. That's all I have on that.
Thanks, David. Amy, you haven't heard anything new?
Nothing new from the governor's office regarding municipalities.
Right. Okay, very good. Office staffing and hours.
We are currently open from 7 to 5, Monday through Thursday. We are doing curbside. We have a table outside the door. It's working fairly well right now. And then on Monday, the plan is to have the office open and we have marked out the 6-foot increments for get duct tape to be able to guide people in through the first door, coming closer to the copier machine and the front windows, and going out the back door, which is over by where the grills are.
Sounds good. Any questions for Amy?
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah. Thank you for working through that. Next on our agenda is the fire chief's recommendations for recruitment. I haven't heard Alan dial in. Should we table that for now until Alan calls in, or how would you like to proceed?
I would say we have to table it until he calls in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too.
All right. Let's go with that. So that's tabled for the moment. We can come back to it. The 2021 budget.
So I made the adjustments to the budget regarding last week's approval. So if I have cut out all of the capital improvement funds out of raising and appropriating, as well as $30,000 of the paving line. That brings our municipal budget to $1,219,764. That is a reduction of $143,050 over last year. I made contact with the school, and our school number is now $3,324,649, which is an increase of $134,708 over last year, and the county went down $15,520. So our overall budget from this year to last year, raising through taxation, is down roughly. Do the math here. $23,862.
Thanks, Amy.
So this is what I'm thinking. If we're comfortable with all those numbers, now the school is not a complete firm number. They're sending that to their attorney, and they're going to come back with us with a complete firm number, but that is what they sent to them. I'd like to start doing the town meeting warrant based on those numbers that I just said to you, the 1.219764, and then we can vote out each one of those articles to bring to the voters at some point. Does that sound like a reasonable plan moving forward?
I think so. So you need to vote to approve the budget first, correct? Or are you looking to vote on each warrant item, or to
Well,
approve
I
that
would
as
like
a
to have some guidance. So I have nothing in front of you right now that says, hey, this is what this department budget is. And typically the town meeting warrant, we're voting on department budget by department budget. So it makes at least better sense, since we're not all in the same room, to draft that warrant article. You guys can look at the warrant article, and then we can vote on each article to approve to bring to town meeting.
The only thing I would suggest, I think you're right about getting the town warrant together next. I think we can vote on that as a whole once we see it, and then, if we have adjustments to any one, we can vote on it as a whole with, whatever adjustments we think we need to make. But, at this point, we've been through it pretty well. We still got to see where the fire department
agree with Amy, have it written out so that we can look at it,
Yeah.
so that we know what we're actually voting on. I mean, we've talked about a lot of different things. I would like to just look this over, and then we could say yay and nay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm proposing the same thing. I guess the only thing I'm questioning is, do we need to vote on it article by article, or can we vote on the whole warrant?
I would say we could vote. We could look at it, and if we see something that we wouldn't have to do every article,
Right.
but if we saw something, we could probably go back and change that. Then Amy would have to change that.
Yeah.
I think we still have time to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Is we'll vote on it as a whole after we go through it item by item to make adjustments. So I hope that's clear. Sounds like we're on the same page.
Julie's doing, so.
Amy, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, so I'll move forward with drafting a warrant, and then I will pair that with the most up-to-date budget, custom budget report that you guys are accustomed to looking at, and then we'll go through and match them up and make sure that we are where we need to be. And then if we have questions, we'll go over that, make changes or adjustments, and then we'll approve the warrant. Now, we don't need you guys to sign off on it until, much later, because we're not able to have town meeting right away, so that's not the rush. But I just think having something in front of you is a lot. It's just safer.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yep, that's what Gary was saying, and I think, yeah, we're on the same page with that.
Okay.
Thanks for all your work on that. I like those numbers. I have a selectmen's report written. I don't have a COVID response piece in there, and I think that would make sense to add for future generations to read. So I will get that written and get that to you. But the pressure's not on for that yet, right? We still have a little bit of time.
Yeah, we still have a little bit of time. I can't really put the town meeting, the town report together until we have a warrant.
Yeah, good. Yep.
So,
I would just assume not. I want to make it as up to date as we can. So when I've got a couple of weeks, let me know, and I'll finish it from there.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on the budget? So we are back to our town meeting. Nothing has changed as far as the guideline that says we cannot meet with more than 50 people until after September 1. I believe from talking to Amy earlier this week that you have a call with the governor's office or with MMA,
yeah,
who is
with
talking with the
MMA,
governor's
who
office.
has been, working with the governor to try to figure out a path forward on this.
Right.
That's on
we're not the only
Thursday,
town.
so. But the one thing I would like to say is, I'm trying to I don't think social distancing is going away. Probably not going away in the fall either. So we, David and I, thought pretty hard about what, just trying to figure out how many numbers we can put in at the Grange Hall. Hank called me up, and he thought of maybe having town meeting at the fire station. If we moved all of the vehicles out of the fire station, had town meeting at the fire station, that might be a bigger space.
That was Sunday River Station.
Yep. So Sunday River Fire Station. So we went over, and David went and measured it, and that space, 6 feet apart, will hold 50 people. And that is our largest space in town to hold 50 people that is owned by the municipality. So obstacle with having town meeting is I don't think that we're going to be not socially distancing ourselves in late August or early September. I think that's going to be ongoing for a while. So having town meeting and then the logistics of trying to hold it in one space is going to be problematic. But I think that the fire station works. And if we got to the point where we needed to, we had more than 50 people attend, we might need to consider another option.
So, I believe the Grand Ballroom at the Summit Hotel is just shy of 7,000 square feet. Because I know it can seat 450 people based at 15 square feet per person. And, you know, let's wait and see what's happening before we jump to anything. But we could certainly reach out to Thunder River to see if that's something that we could use. That's the biggest indoor space around.
Yeah.
That's some of the biggest indoor space in Maine. So, you know, it wouldn't be a lot of need. So, but before we jump to that, let's see what the governor has to say or MMA has to say, and then we'll go from there.
The
That'd
other,
be my thought.
it's not exactly on the agenda, but we did rearrange the office space, the meeting room on the other side to see how many people we could fit in there with social distancing. And I think that we will be able to accommodate 17. Is that a correct number? I think it was 17 in the other room. And that is having the wall with the windows. Your back would be to the windows. It would be a straight line of tables, and you would all be 6 feet apart. And then there's 2 rows of 5, and then on the back wall, another 3 possible.
We'll see how it all plays out. Gary, any thoughts on that?
No, but it sounds like we could almost have our selectmen's meeting there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. So hoping June 1st we'll be able to have our selectmen's meeting in that room with social distancing.
My only thought would be on some of this, what we're talking about. My thought would be probably the summit would be better because there would be speakers. People could hear better. And they're all right there.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're not arguing, but we don't know what's going to happen with social distancing. We don't know, you know, where this is going to be. So I believe we need to have our meeting sometime in September in order to have money before we would run out of money. Is that correct?
Yeah.
To be able to commit taxes. To be able to commit taxes, stay on schedule. We need to have our meeting sometime in September. We need 60 days notice for our meeting.
No, we need a 30-day notice. I mean, we need a 7-day notice for town meeting, but I think we had discussed giving residents a heads up of 30 days in advance. If we were going to a ballot form of voting out the budget, we would need a 60-day notice period to be able to do that.
That's the 60 days. So let's see what happens on Thursday. After that, we can potentially set a date for September. We'll count back 60 days, knowing that if we're not going to get to use that date in September, if that becomes an issue, we're going to have to go to a paper ballot, and we will, you know, notify that whatever 60 days prior to the September date is.
Okay.
Does that make sense to everybody?
That would incur a whole lot more cost. I'm just letting you know, because we would have to have
Oh,
another election. We would have to have ballot have to have counters. But that's certainly doable.
Do we have any other options?
The other option is for you folks to decide this week, and we put it on the June 14th election and have that as a ballot for that election.
When do you have to have that decision made by?
Friday.
Cool. So I don't know where Gary and Tink are on that. I really want to have town meeting. That's got to be stubborn, but I really think town meeting is valuable and important, and would really like to have it. I would hate to make the decision to go to the June 14th ballot election, and then, as it works out, we could have done a town meeting in September. But that's my opinion. So
How much time do you need, let's say, after town meeting to get committed for taxes?
So you have to meet. You have to sign off on the commitment. You would have to meet within the 5 days after town meeting, and you'd have to sign off on the commitment document. And then it takes another 3 or 4 days to get the proof back for the bills and get them out in the mail.
So you're looking at approximately a week and a half, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So that would still do us okay financially.
Maybe it's going to be tough. But it's doable. Everybody knows that their taxes are due in September, but they're probably not getting their bill until a week beforehand.
Yeah.
This is Gary. Actually, we wouldn't have that meeting on June 14th. It would be July 14th, correct?
I'm sorry. Did I say something? Yeah, I meant July.
So there's nothing to say that when you find out something on Thursday, there's nothing to say that we couldn't have a town meeting in August, not September.
Yeah, I'm just going by the guidelines that the governor's issued, which is she's not prepared to lift the 50-person limit on convening until after August. But it could change. I don't know.
We'll know more after Thursday, though.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we're going to hear something from MMA about town meeting that says, she's likely to do this or she's likely to do that, or, everything that I'm reading from MMA's COVID section of their website is that the governor is anticipating issuing some guidance to the municipalities about opening their offices, what they're expecting from the CDC or DHHS is expecting for us to do if we do open our offices, like what kind of cleaning regimen we're going to have to do, how many people can be in the office, all of that stuff. We haven't got it yet. And so this is another piece of that, which is town meeting, how are you going to make this essential, or are you not making this essential? And if you are not making this essential, then how long do you think it will be before we can have 50 or more people so that we can, she's given us an out. So here's the thing, she gave us the out, which is, hey, you guys, you can commit taxes on last year's, you can move forward. So she's given us enough leeway to say, well, you can still do and conduct business, but as far as trying to stick to the regimen that we've always done, is we haven't heard anything from that. When can we have town meeting? When can we hold public hearings in person? When can we do those things? We haven't heard anything on that, but she's definitely given us enough authority to be able to commit to taxes way before that. We just needed as much money, so I don't advise it.
So lots of information, and just to be clear of my concern, if we have to make a decision on Friday based on information you get on Thursday for whether or not we have a paper ballot July, I'm struggling. That's all I'm talking about. That's the one. I asked the question of, we could do September. If we don't do September, it has to be paper. The other option is we do a paper one now. But in my opinion, and I hate this being we're going with half knowledge. I think we should wait till. I don't know. I mean, I hate to be forced into a decision on Friday. With information we're going to get on Thursday. That's tough in my mind. So I don't know if Gary thinks feels differently and want to push that July ballot. I'm happy to consider that if you guys want to.
What I've heard, we really don't need to do that. We'll still be all right in September.
Correct. It would just be additional cost.
I think we owe it to
Can I
the
clarify
townspeople
something?
to offer them their town.
Right. Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
So, I understand what you're saying, but if we want to have the ballot as a part of the July 14th election, we have to make that decision this week. We don't have to do that.
Right.
We could very well, not spend any unnecessary money over the summer, and if we have to get to a point where we have to, send out paper ballots to pass our budget, we could make that decision for November, just knowing that we're going to be scraping the barrel. Like, we might be making a partial payment in October to the school, scraping the barrel, but we could do that. I'm just telling you that I know by the middle of October you're probably going to run out of money.
There's so many what ifs, and that's the piece that makes me very uncomfortable. I hate to make decisions with partial knowledge. Make decisions based on what might happen. So let's see what happens Thursday. It doesn't sound like there's much of an appetite for doing the meeting in July. Doing the paper ballot at the July election. So we will wait for what happens on Thursday. Pressure's not on. We can meet again next week and talk about what to hear. From there, we can decide, what our plan is for town meeting. Our tentative plan is for town meeting, and we can have Plan A, which would be preferably to meet, and Plan B to have a paper ballot. And we could wait as late as the third. We could either have a paper ballot in the fall, early in the fall, or if we want to push our luck, we can wait until November and do it with the November election. Did I get all that right?
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Gary, Tink, you guys, any questions on that?
Well, I'm not real comfortable with pushing it out till November myself, but
Right.
And we do have the other option still of paying taxes on last year's budget, correct?
I didn't hear all of that.
We still have the option of committing taxes on last year's budget.
That's
And
correct.
then in November, we could see what the difference is and have a town meeting and raise the extra money then.
You don't need it. So your overall budget is down. Your committed budget is down $23,862. So
Right.
if you committed off of last year's taxes, that $23,000 would go into overlay.
Right. We'd be raising more money than we need.
That's
But it's not a significant, certainly not a significant amount.
transition security plan and floor map to the sheriff's office, and I reached out to the Office of Marijuana Policy for verification of the application. I did notify the applicant as well as you folks that these steps have been taken, and we're waiting on both of them. So right now, when you call the state, there's no one there. So it takes a bit for them to get back to you. Not sure how long that's going to take. We already went over that the bank reconciliation was sent out to you folks for July, August, and September. We're working on October, and we're hoping that we'll be caught up within the next week or so. And I have a Zoom meeting with MMA's Executive Director and the Legislative Policy Director on Thursday to discuss options for town meeting as well as elections. And I just got our completed 2018-19 audit that will go into the town report finalized last week.
Any questions for Amy? All right, thank you, Amy. David, CEO report.
A very small one this time. One building permit was issued for a two-car garage to the residents of the River Road. And I haven't issued any one permit and no road items, so that's pretty much it for my report.
Thanks, David. Any questions for Dave?
I have none.
That's from me.
Any committee report? Any selection report? So, none. Other business, I've got a select board meeting that's on the agenda. It says May 18th, which should be the Monday. I think that should be the 19th.
It should be. So sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So, at this point, it seems like we need to meet. Can someone reach out to Alan if he wants to join us? And then, join us or send us his thoughts. And hopefully we can make a final decision on where we're going with town meeting based on your conversation on Thursday.
All right.
Does anybody have anything else?
Actually, will we have to meet on Friday to decide the decision on the July 15th meeting if it comes back that we can't do anything else?
So
If by the
everything we discussed-
18th, we will be too late for that, correct?
My understanding from what the conversation was that we were not doing July. That we were going to move forward with trying to have open town meeting the first week of September, unless the governor allows us to do it earlier. And if not, then we would make a decision in July if we didn't think that it looked like we were going to be able to have a town meeting in September, having either an election in September or waiting until November.
That was my understanding what we were doing. Rather than being forced to make a decision quickly on Friday, which hopefully doesn't come back to haunt us. But I'm uncomfortable making a decision that quick based on information that we don't have yet. I guess if something changes on Thursday and you think you find out, oh my God, I got to get this done now or never, certainly let us know. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, unless Gary, I think you guys want us to talk on Friday based on Thursday's conversation, we certainly can.
No,
needed to know is if we was going to have the ballot budget. And it looks like we're not going to do that, so we don't have to have it for the election day.
We hope not. So, all right.
Okay.
If there's nothing else, then look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make your motion to adjourn.
And I'll second that.
Then moved and seconded.